Welcome back, everybody. This is Kenema, and we are doing some more V for Variety. Yeah, doing some modded. Where's my food? So, basically, we set up the Britannia stuff. Man, that went through so much coal. I'm actually out of coal. I still have some, but I'm not going to just worry about it. I already got quite a bit of mana here. Should be enough for now. Basically, what main reason I do Britannia is to try to get... Oh, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Seriously. I'll kill you. Not really. Britannia... what the type? Main reason I usually do Banania. New mod, guys. New mod idea. Banania. You make everything out of bananas. Just kidding. Basically, the reason why I do this is for the Soldier Sash. Now, this thing is actually pretty awesome. If we look up in the actual Banania book, I'm just going to say Banania if I remember. Banania. You look at this stuff, and it takes different things. It used to be pretty easy. This thing increases your jump. It goes in your belt slot just because I read it from there. It increases your jump. It increases your speed. Etc., 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 blah, blah, blah. Now, look at this. You got to get into Thaumcraft. You got to get into Witchery and Britannia. So, all three of those just to make that thing. So, it's pretty crazy. So, basically, we got what we needed with this. We got the mana. We got mana glass. We're doing good. Built up some stuff. I didn't have the runic altar before. I already made some of these things. Basically, I already tried to record it. I've had a rough time trying to record today, but I've already made some of these runes, which is not too difficult. You need the runic altar. The runic altar works basically, I put it right here, but you get this point your mana spreader to it using your trusty twig. And you bind it to it, and then throw everything on top of it, just like you throw it in there, just like, you throw everything in the petal apothecary. Everything forms, you throw a piece of living stone on it, right click on it, and just go bam, and it makes stuff. It makes those runes. And so I've already made those, but then I need to get into Thaumcraft, and I need to get into Witchery. Well, I figured I'd jump right into Witchery to go ahead and just make this leather. So I figured it wouldn't be too difficult. The problem is, I can't make this stuff. I need a witch's oven. The problem with the witch's oven is, and it doesn't tell you in the eye, is apparently, that's interesting. Apparently, with the witch's oven, you can't craft it unless you have an arcane workbench. So that's where we're going to start off this episode, doing some Thaumcraft. So, I'm not an expert by any means at Thaumcraft. I don't know if I showed this off either, because we just did this last episode. This is getting a little sidetrack. Like I said, I tried to record some stuff, but it didn't work out. Little sidetrack. Basically, when you're doing this, you have to get a lot of flowers for Britannia, because you need all these petals. Well, that's a lot of crafting. So one thing that I do recommend making, it's very easy. It just takes 5 living wood, and basically, you just need to get a pair of shears and get a piece of grass, and throw that in your little mana pool, and you can make this Horn of the Wild. And this thing is pretty awesome. You hold it down, it does like a humming thing. Pretty loud and annoying if you have the volume turned up, but it breaks all the grass, no matter what level it is. You don't have to do like usually I do the water trick. And you just run around and pick it up, and it's got a pretty good range on it. And if you need to clear a big area from grass, there's like nothing better than this. I mean, look at that. So basically clearing off these entire areas. Whoa, it cleared way over here too. So we have all these petals just all over the place. And just simple click. bam, and look at that. So I definitely recommend, if you make a bunch of living wood, make this thing. It's very awesome for picking up this stuff. Ooh, there's some garlic. Not that we need any of it, but yeah. So now if it snows, it will fill in those gaps. It all works well. So yeah. So basically, we're gonna get into Thaumcraft this episode, and gonna start as soon as I get up here. You may notice I already have some tables. Basically, you need these Thaumonomicons. I found mine. So usually they're, you can find them in villages and stuff like that. And it basically is your guide to everything you need to know about Thaumcraft. And when I say everything, I mean, there's still some things you may need to look up, but for the most part, everything. And how much stuff do I have in my inventory? I'll go back because I'm sure I'll probably need something. So there's a couple things that you need for Thaumcraft to get started. And if you open up this book, what do we need first? So you have these different things. You can look in here, and all this stuff's got to be researched. So some of the stuff you can't do. The nice thing about this book is it kind of walks you through all the different steps. Now there's some other things for some other mods, in here as well. But then if we get into this one, this is kind of your main one where you start out with. You can get into this. I never really got on these little golem guys, got into them. You can get into this stuff, so you can do all these things. And you can, click and research and kind of go through the different trees and unlock and everything. So it takes tons of that. I'll probably be doing most of the research part off camera, do some starter stuff. We start out with the table. So the table's pretty basic. You just need the great wood slabs, which I'm sure you've probably seen some big great wood trees while you're out roaming the forest looking for a base. And I have. So I have some things there. So I already made the tree, the tables. I recommend going ahead and making 3 of them, because one thing you need is this is 2 tables. You can see how it's set out like this, 2 tables, and then scribing tools. The one thing that's different with scribing tools is, for some reason, I thought it used to just be a glass bottle, basically like the ink and quill. But this actually uses a glass file, which is clay and mana glass. So you couldn't even really get into Thaumcraft without having this set up. Yay, expert mode. So if you put 2 of those together and then take your scribing tools, just right click on the top, it turns it into a multi-block structure. And now you have your inscribing table. Your tools, when you do your research, you may have to end up making some more of these over time. It's hard to run out, but then you put like paper and stuff in here. But the other thing we want to make, put another table. And if we look at this, the arcane work table, it's just a table with an iron wand on it. And that's just a stick with 2 iron caps. Iron caps is just 5 iron nuggets. Very, very easy. And if we right click, so now we have this. So let's go see. Let's drop off this and let's get what we need for the witch's oven. Now, I may try to focus on more Thaumcraft this episode and not necessarily witchery, but since I want to test it out because I want to make sure that it does work, so we need 5 of these and two of these. And that was the whole thing I was trying to figure out. So if it does work, very, very nice. Whew, flying. Okay. There we go. Ooh, I wonder if I'm going to have power. Am I going to have any type of... What do we have over here? Now, I know where some nodes are. Let's look at our book before we do anything with that. I know where some nodes are, but basically we have, look, what's this, iron grate? Iron bars, okay. Basic artifacting. Huh, okay. That's in our arcane workbench. We have enchanted fabric. We need to make one of these. So we need the mana glass. We need 2 gold and any of those shards. So let's go ahead and get one more piece of mana glass. I'm going to need to make some more, I have a feeling, which is good because we have plenty of stored up mana there. And need 2 of any shard, right? And 2 of these. 2 of any shards. Where's my shards? Right there. What do I have the most of? I'd say those. Okay. What did I miss? You shouldn't be... Oh, shouldn't you be asleep? Can I make this in the... Just a regular... And now we have our thermometer. And we can hold down right click and it will bring up different properties. And it says... Okay, yeah, so basically there's certain things you have to learn. And it wants me to learn plants. Now, oh, actually... Let's go out in the world. So it tells you in the corner, you know, plants, crystals. Got to unlock different things. And can I use these plants? Oh, I need to know the source of life. What about water? Oh, ice. Okay. About water? Ding. Okay, so we learned some water. What about stone? Nope. That's probably still going to flag as cobblestone. What about dirt? We learned some dirt. And what about this? Still need to know life. What about... Is this light? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I got to find out life. I would probably say... Where's that chicken? Nope. I need to learn about things that move. Yeah, so this could take me a while to figure out, especially the fact that I have nothing here. Put that in there. Where's my glider? Can I learn anything from these hives? No. Let's go down and help these guys out. Oh, well, too late. Thanks. Well, that's strange. Still nothing. Okay, well, I'm going to find out. I know there are some tricks on different things you can learn. I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to go around and start scanning as much stuff as I can. And there's nothing you can learn from this. No, I've already learned. Pumpkins. What's this? Huh, that's weird that I need to study plants. Ooh. There's a lot of these flowers. Unfortunately, I don't think you can get those Primus. But, yep. Let me figure out exactly what all I need to scan. I'm going to just try to keep trying like everything. Maybe come over to this village, try some of the villagers, any animals I see. But I'm just going to scan as much stuff as I possibly can, and then I will be back. Okay, how's it going? When we last left off, we were going around and scanning everything we possibly could. And so I did. I found as much stuff as I could scan. and I scanned it, including going through my entire inventory system. So I actually kind of had the thing separated a little bit. Even these. So I have it separated a little bit. I don't know why you can't do slabs. But, well, that's the end. Oh, nice. I'll take that. So like I said, and there's some things I could probably still scan that I haven't. Not enchanted soil. Yeah, see, so I did scan quite a bit of stuff. As you can see, all that different things. So when you make stuff, it could be beneficial to scan it so you get those extra parts and extra stuff coming in. So definitely nice. So the research, the next part is once you see something you want to research, you basically just click on it, and you must have the scribing tools and paper in your inventory, and you make these research notes. Now I already clicked on it for these goggles. I guess we don't, that's already unlocked. We can do that. What's some of the other stuff we can do? Let's look at some of these caps too. So I like researching everything. We'll go ahead and click on the copper, gold, one foci, and we get these notes. So we can kind of figure some of these out. Now I'm not going to figure all of these out on camera, basically because some of these things can be a little tricky. I actually usually need help with this, honestly, because I don't remember always which ones go together. So we need to find, like for this, for a bar, we need to find which has kind of components of that. And basically we want to look at either the Terra, which is right here, which is, since I have a bunch of, I'll probably use, or the crystal, which I also have a bunch of. And you just click and drag, and you see it actually connects a line. It's hard to see there, but it connects a line. Now we want to figure out how to get all of these connected up. So we need to look at each one of these and figure out what components. So for this one, it's over here. It is the Perdido and the Ordo. So we will have to use one of those here to kind of connect up to that. So what we can kind of look for is look for something that also has that, but also matches up with the Terra. Now Terra is kind of a base, so we kind of have to kind of just go through it. There are some tools online that definitely help with knowing those. Can be a little annoying, but there are some tools that kind of help go through it. So one of the components of, what am I looking for? This is Ordo and Terra. So now where's the Ordo? If we link that up, we have all of those connected. So now we just got to get the connection for the tools up top. Instrumentum, and that's Ordo and Humanus. But since we already have that there we go, we completed it. So now we've learned the copper caps. So, and those are things that are just to kind of upgrade the wand. So if we go into here, try to look at the same thing. It is nighttime, so I'm a little worried of the creatures. I'll try to keep checking the mini map. Oh, it goes away, of course. So yeah, so we need to find something that's in the owl, which is senses. So we need either the air or a soul. And I only have 30 of those, so it's going to have to be probably this. Okay, so where's the where are some of the other components? Use that. And so it would be nice to try to find something that makes up both the those two components up there. And view ordo. See, these two don't connect, but there is motion, which will then kind of help bridge the gaps. Now we just have to get connected up to that, which is made up of air. And now we can use another one of the motions, but since there's the two airs there, we can also use, I already only got 9 of those. Is there something else that uses air? The tree. So then now goggles are revealing. So now we can learn that. So, and like I said, that's probably all I'm going to be doing. They get more complicated. Well, in this case, easier. But they do get more complicated where you have to kind of figure out more. Like I said, I have to have to use like a little sheet. I just throw it up on my my other computer and kind of help go through these to match them up. But now if we look in here, we've learned that, we've got the research note in the inventory. We don't need that. It's actually in the crafting bench. But if we come down here and look, now we've unlocked some more things. And we can make these. Or we can't. These goggles are nice because you basically see through this permanently. So you can see the ore nodes and everything. But that's another damn thing that uses witchery. So I will need to try to figure out the witch's oven and figure out exactly how to do that. Now the wands, you do have to fill up in order to use different components. You do have to find ore nodes, which if you look through this, why am I bouncing? If you look through this, you can actually see them pretty good. You can see that there, and if you look, you can still kind of see it. The easiest way to find it is if you look for like light on the ground sometimes. But you can see that gives us those. So you can actually right click and fill up your wand. Now my wand's full, so I won't need to do that. I have another one, if we look over here, and I also have another one up there somewhere. So we can come here and fill up. And yeah, there's the other one. So you can see they really kind of come into focus with this versus actually not having it. So right now this thing is completely filled up on all of its little power. What do they call it in here? I don't know, the Visto. Die. Get those drops. So, man. Get that stored at XP up. I have tons of XP. I've been going on several adventures and stuff like that and been getting a whole bunch. So yeah, so that's basically, I'm going to go through and unlock as much stuff as I possibly can. Try to upgrade the wand because eventually we will have to make these other caps. Come over here. We'll go ahead and make that greatwood wand. And you kind of can keep kind of going up. And, the wands and the caps, they end up holding more power So this only holds, you can see 25 of each. And so it's not that much. So if you want to do a lot of stuff, you have to keep recharging it using those nodes. But if you do want, I don't know if I should put leather boots in there. So if you upgrade your wand, you get more stuff. Now, I don't know if I showed this off on camera at all. I started this area down here just because I was getting, these are carrots. I got some water artichoke things here. Mandrake. Just basically I was starting to get into, because I am going to have to get into witchery as we see. So I wanted to make some of my own stuff. Now, looks like this thing may be ready. Evil little game. Whoa, sorry if you're getting dizzy. Yeah, these mandrake things are awful. Oh, dang. I'll need to keep that hoe down here for the dirt. Yeah, so I actually have several of the mandrake roots and other stuff. I got to figure out, I've never done witchery at all, so I'm definitely going to have to learn, unfortunately. Which I guess it's good, because if everybody's learning it, then I don't know, maybe we can learn to make the poppets for protection and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm going to probably do another segment, another cut, and learn as much stuff as I possibly can in here, kind of match up everything, and maybe try to work on getting a more powerful wand. I will need to get into some of this too, so we'll need to make a cauldron. How do I make a cauldron? Okay, well that's pretty easy. Just a regular cauldron, which I've still collected plenty of those from people. But let me go back and let me just keep researching, and then we'll see what we can do. Okay, well, I've done quite a bit of research. As you can see, I've unlocked quite a lot. Now, some of these things I thought you could click on and discover them, but I don't know. I'm gonna see if we can make this arcane, or this focus pouch, and see if we can make the focus, and also kind of craft some of these better wands. Now, some of these things it says require missing research. I got to figure out exactly what I'm missing for some of those. But let's get this stuff for that focus bag. Foci. Leather, how much leather did we need? Seven, that, and then that. And there's belt. I know I have a couple of those. 3 of those, actually. A few of those. Very nice. And let me drop off some of that crap. So I've been researching like crazy. Some are easy to figure out. I did find out that if you there's a research mastery that if you do unlock that, oh no, stay away from my stuff. If you unlock the research mastery, it does what I was thinking about it doing earlier, where as you're researching, you can highlight over and see what components. So that is definitely a must. I would say research that as soon as possible, because it kind of helps getting into the others. And I was able to figure things out using that versus notes and cheat sheets and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and make this little focus pouch, or at least try to. Okay, and now we see that it needs like 10 of those different elements. So we get that. We got our focus pouch. Now this is nice that when we do start making the different tips for our wand, we can keep them in there and not have the inventory cluttered with them. So the other thing we want to make is we are going to need to do a better wand. So let's go ahead, this in here, put our wand in here, and make this great wood shaft, or rod. It's a rod, I tell you. Oops, I only want to make 2. What? There we go. So that in there takes that. Is that 3.3? Okay. So now we have the 2. And I don't know if we have to do this wand in here, do we? Okay, so we're missing, we need a little bit more. Let's go see if we can fill up with what we're missing. Ooh. Give me that gunpowder. Where's this one? Right there. And I also researched like the node mastery stuff. So there was one over, oh, right in front of me. So does it have at least 9.9? Yep. So I did research the node mastery. So I won't actually like destroy those nodes, or I siphon power from them faster. However, I don't think that works on the wooden one, so I probably shouldn't have done that. Yes, now capacity 50. So this is basically double the capacity of that. Let's make it. Very nice. Okay, so now we have, I'm going to leave the wooden one in here until I use all the stuff on it. But we have our great wood wand. Very cool. I will need to get that filled up. But next, let's see, I want to make a cauldron. Take a regular, or crucible. Take a regular cauldron, and I believe just tap it with a wand. Okay. So by doing that, it turns it into a crucible. You do have to have like a power source. I'll probably end up putting you'll end up putting water in here. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the crucible stuff, but you need it. So you can see you can do different stuff with it. You can turn mana steel ingots into thaumium. So you can make this thaumium armor, which I've never really made before. There's also tools and stuff like that. Yeah, so basically the way this works is you throw stuff in, and different materials give you different of the elements. And you can end up making different things like that. So niter, glowstone dust, you would throw it in there, but you have to have 3, 3, and 3. So you have to throw things in there that gives you those elements, from my understanding. So I always make a mess and it boils over and everything. So I may try to not do that on camera to start off with. But we actually went through quite a lot of our research, just by unlocking everything. So you can see I have all of this stuff unlocked up to there. Here, goggles, I would really like to make these, but yeah, I got to get in that, figure out the witchery stuff. Here I've unlocked quite a lot. Research note. Oh, oops. No, I can just purchase. So some of these you can actually just purchase. Yeah, I learned this, purchase that, and I don't have the research for that. So yeah, so golems, straw golems. What do these do? I haven't really used the golem technology either in here. Crowbar. That's funny. Oh, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff to look at. Spellbinding cloth. Is this Britannia stuff? School of Magic? Huh. I'll read up on all that off camera, but so that's pretty much the basic of Thaumcraft. There's a lot more to it. This is, as I said, very basic and doing the research. Now we can at least make some of the things we need to get a little bit further. I would like to figure out why. I'll need to figure out why. Used to, you could click on these and they would, I think you had to use the Crucible for some of them, but you could click on those and it would actually tell you. So I don't know. I choose the block. Yeah, I know how it works, but how do you make it? If some of that stuff, like the Wand of Equal Trade, is where's one? There we go. Per cast. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's made on a runic altar. Balance shards. Okay, we know a pure daisy, which we know how to make those. Lavender quartz. So, quartz. Balance shards. So these will have to, you throw any shards with 2, 2, and 2 in the Crucible to get those. So maybe we will look at doing some of the Crucible stuff. But for balance shards, a pure daisy and this lavender quartz, we'll do the Wand of Equal Trade, frost, mana quartz, block of quartz. Huh. Okay. Well, definitely I'll work towards Wand of Warding, primal. What's that? Some of those it didn't do anything. Elven quartz. Shock. Fire. Mana lens. Wow, this really gets in depth with learning the oh, that's that research notes that I learned. I'll worry about that later. So definitely gonna have to get the Crucible weapon going and everything else. But that's Thaumcraft. Hopefully I can get some of these. I mainly want the Wand of Equal Trade, just because for building it's pretty awesome. But anyway, I think that's, we still getting mana. I hope we're still getting mana. Yeah, probably not much since I don't have any charcoal in those. Ooh, charcoal. I should set up a tree farm or something. But yeah, so this is a basic start. I think next I'm going to try to research why I can't build the witch's oven. You'd think any eye would be correct. But this is obviously not the pattern. When I looked last night, it had a completely different pattern here. So I don't know what's going on with that. But let me find out what I need to do about the witch's oven. And we'll start off and do some witchery next episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kinema, and I'll talk to you later.